Good day, everybody. Alrighty. I'm going to have to talk about this for a good bit. So, this video is about, well, it's more or less about me just explaining a scenario that just happened just a couple minutes ago. And between me and my neighbor, Roger, which apparently doesn't live here. Or live over there, anyways. And once again, it has to deal with his damn trees. You see, I overheard idiots, yelling, kicking, and crazy. Well, more like talking over here with a cowboy-looking idiot. Honestly, nothing against him. He was over here analyzing these trees with Roger. To be fair, my beef isn't with him, but given he pulled out a crowbar and willing to use it against me because some lady was nearby, that kind of changed the scenario. So as you can see, where this fence begins, more or less, well, it pretty much begins all the way over there. Well, the property line does anyways. But basically, wherever the fence is where the property line is. And beyond, and the thing is that the fence continues over there all the way out to the road. And the same thing can be said about the fence over here in regards to the property line. If I recall correctly, there was a privacy fence covering that side of the entire yard, more or less, going from there all the way to the road, basically. Well, to the ditch anyways. Now, here's the thing about most of those trees, especially, ones next to the fence, especially those right there. They're on Roger's property, right? So legally speaking, they're Roger's responsibility. If those same trees, technically speaking, especially the ones that's obviously leaning on this side of the yard, were to fall on this house, the house that I'm sleeping in, the legal ramifications is this. In theory, he could basically face up, he could, in theory, face jail time, depending on the scenario. Of course, however, I could be exaggerating on that. But I'm not exaggerating on the basis of if pretty much any one of those trees were to fall on this house, he's going to have to pay for it, one way or another. Legally speaking. Such as, paying for damages that the trees cause, and such like that. Or at the very least having his insurance company, paying for the damages. Of course, however, it's a torn up house anyways. No, the problem isn't whether or not if it's legal ramifications in regards to repairs, but to the simple fact that if any one of those trees, especially that big ass one right there, were to fall on top of our house during a storm, it could severely hurt somebody. The legal ramifications in regards to the trees on his property is that, they're his responsibility. And if any one of them falls into our yard, or if any of those branches falls into our yard, and as you can see, destroy my little garden, then he can pay then there's legal ramifications for property damage. Damage of property is worth jail time. Yes, it looks like it's already damaged. But in reality, I set this up to basically try and prevent any more of my wheat, which is this grass looking stuff here. Given that wheat is grass. You know, as I was saying, if any one of those limbs or trees fall on this yard or falls on that dish, then that's ramifications in itself for property damage that he's going to have to pay for. Of course, however, there's also legal ramifications to threatening somebody with a pipe. There's also legal ramifications to showing their derriere, quite literally pulling his pants down, which is the most childish thing anybody can do, in response to insults and crap. Yes, I've been insulting and blah, 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 blah. And look, a bunch of bees. You can't see them because they're buzzing. Anyway, but yes. He quite literally stood there, pulled his pants down, where people could quite seriously see his anus. Like, Jesus Christ. Last time I checked, that's public indecency. He can go to jail for that. And threatening somebody, threatening someone's life with a metal pipe can also get someone thrown in jail. Last time I checked. If not, warrant for, a restraining order at the very least. I swear. Honestly, the only thing that they could call the cops on me for, or get the cops involved on me, basically, is for harassment. Them, on the other hand, public indecency, getting a pipe after me, basically, and damage to property. Damage to property if they actually do it, given that the person didn't come into the yard after I reminded him of the... After reminding him about the legal ramifications about it, he didn't come any further. He stayed in their yard. When I told him about the legal ramifications in regards to that pipe. I wish I could have even told Roger about the legal ramifications. And he keeps saying that, he'll contact the law about it and blah, blah, blah. By the looks of it, he hasn't. Here's the thing about it all. Yes, I should have recorded it right then and there about it all. But it will, prolong, pretty much force y'all to see him acting like a complete and utter child. And, and stuff like that. Also, there has been heated argument in between me and those people. So yeah. Like I would expose y'all to that. And by the way, the red man that you saw walking out of the house was my father. But I swear, idiots and children. Idiots and children. I'm surrounded by them. And he said that, oh, I'm in my yard, I'm surrounded by idiots and children. Like, definition of surrounding by idiots and children. He pretty much included himself in that entire BS. But yes, in regards to those big ass trees over there, especially ones leaning this way, there's legal ramifications to that. Given that they're on his side of the property, yes, they're borderline trees, but given that they're on his side of the property, they're his responsibility. And he acts like a complete and utter fucking child over it. Jesus Christ. The world we live in today